Hello and welcome to our Friday afternoon live broadcast. Today we are talking to our for today's aging community as a whole. So this is the day that Michael and I come together and we talk about something that is related to our community as a whole. So gender is not going to be an issue today. We're going to talk about something that applies to everyone. Today's subject is going to be focusing on fasting long, feasting well, training smart, and making a commitment to you. And what making a commitment to your health and overall well-being can do in regards to benefiting the rest of your life or other areas of your life. So Michael and I are going to share a little bit about us today, and we're going to share what being healthy and being committed to healthy lifestyle type of things has really done for us in some other areas of our life as well. So welcome. My name is Diane, and this is
Michael.
And together we are here in this community to help our peers, for lack of a better word, really find success in what is going on with us in our life as we are going through this aging process. Yes, men are also suffering from some things, just like us women are, and oftentimes they're just life things that are getting in our way that are really keeping us from looking and feeling our best and living our most authentic life. And yes, that applies to our men as well. So like I said, today we're going to talk about fasting long, feasting well, and training smart. And why is it that we have such a hard time making a commitment to doing those three things well for ourselves? And why is it that we let life get in the way? So Michael, why don't you go ahead and get started today?
Well, something that's it kind of bothers me that when you deal with friends, family, people on social media, and you try to help people, or whether it be somebody on the job, and you can tell that they just can't make that commitment just to go all in, and they suffer from certain things, or if they get a bad physical and their blood test came back with all kinds of things they need to correct, all kinds of things going on with them. Why is that not enough to make a commitment to move forward and change your life? You think that would be enough? So when me and Diane were discussing this, like what we're going to talk about today, I was thinking, well, isn't it? It's a commitment thing, and it's more than just a commitment. It's just making a decision, And if you think back to anything you've ever done in your life that you had to commit to something, you had to make a decision. It was
First.
First you had to make a decision. Like, okay, this is it. I'm going to do it, and you just do it. Nothing gets in your way. And I was thinking back on things that I've done in my life that I've had to commit, because I think we all suffer from trying to make a commitment or being consistent or making a decision. We all suffer from that. But wouldn't it be great if you can just think back on some commitments that you've made that you were successful at, and you think back on that could help push you into staying committed to your fitness and your workouts and your health and what you're eating, all that stuff. You can stay committed to it if you can just lean back on some things that you committed to in your life and you're successful at it. And I was thinking, like, for an example, like for myself, like when I was 32 years old, I had been out of school for 14 years. And I always thought about going back to school, but I had this hurdle, and I think that's what we all have. There's always a hurdle in there somewhere that keeps you from doing that thing you want to do. And I always wanted to go back to school to get my degree, but at 32, being a baggage handler at American Airlines, I'm like, it's just not in the cards, because I have too many hurdles. My biggest hurdle was math. I wasn't good in math when I was in school, so wanting to go back for a business degree, how could I do college level math when I wasn't even good at high school math 14 years ago, right? So to cut to the chase, a friend of mine, Dennis James, he graduated from UCI with an MBA, working full-time as a pilot. And we were having beers one night out at a place called Wings. We were having some beers, and I was just so proud of him that the day he graduated, we went out and had some beers. And I was like, Dennis, man, how did you do it? You work full time and you have an MBA. I said, Dennis, what do you think? You think I could ever go back to school?
You said
Actually, I said, Dennis, I'm 32. When I graduate, I would be 36 years old. And he turned and looked at me square in the eye and said, you know what, Mike? You're going to be 36 years old anyway. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, man, you're right. I'm going to be 36 years old regardless if I go back to school, if I don't go back to school. So I decided right then and there I was going to go back to school. But it didn't take that hurdle away of me having to learn math. So the point I'm trying to make is sometimes we have to figure out, okay, what do I have to do to overcome this hurdle? It could be a bad blood report, a bad physical, or something you have to get over. What do I need to do to get over this hurdle and like not totally give up on it? So
Right.
what I had to do was I ordered, I don't know if you guys remember this goes way back. They had a thing on TV called Math Made Easy, and I ordered these videotapes called Math Made Easy. They were VHS tapes, and I did that at home to catch myself up on math before I even enrolled. So when I got into basic algebra, by the time I graduated college in 4 years, I worked full time and graduated college in 4 years, and I was tutoring people on statistics by the time I was done. Okay, how is that possible? I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just telling you all things are possible if you just believe that you can do a certain thing and make a commitment and decide to do it.
Right. And I think that whole story is what you personally draw off of. Like, he can do anything he sets his mind to because he set his mind to one thing and he accomplished it, and now he has that confidence. And I think that's what a lot of us are lacking in our ability to make a commitment to ourselves. You fail to draw back on past experiences. And I know when I got sick, and the whole reason we're sitting here talking to you guys about these kind of things today is because when I got sick and I got my blood work back and it said I was borderline diabetic, not even like barely pre-diabetic, I was borderline diabetic, I said, no, that is not the life that I'm going to live. I do not want to be a diabetic. And I went into like research mode, and I spent thousands of dollars on books and thousands of dollars on seminars and thousands of dollars on education and hours and hours and hours until I figured something out, because there was not going to be anything that was going to stop me in my tracks and have me become this sick elderly woman. I said, no. I drew off of some of my own past experiences when I know that I make my mind up to do something, that nothing's going to get in the way. And I know Michael's very similar to this too. I live by the philosophy or the motto of, I'm never afraid to fail at anything. I'm more afraid of not succeeding, right? And when you think about that, like, I'm not afraid of failing. I fail every day, probably multiple times a day. I'm not afraid of that. What I'm afraid of is not ever getting to be at that point where I feel successful. So you have to fail and fail and fail and fail and never, ever allow yourself the opportunity to quit, throw in the towel, give up until you've reached a level of success. So what can you draw off of in your own personal life, in your past, that you've been successful at, and what did you do to make yourself successful? Were you allowing excuses to become your reasons? And there's something that we really need to clearly define here. Excuses are just a reason to not do something that maybe seems too hard, or maybe you're a little afraid, or maybe you don't have enough information. But excuses are going to be the things that keep you from what we talk about here in this community, looking and feeling your best and living your most authentic life. Now, there's valid reasons why maybe you can't do something, but again, that's still not a reason to accept failure, right? It's just a reason why you might not be successful at it today. But if you're really wanting to find that success, you've got to find ways to get around those reasons, or find ways to satisfy those reasons so that you can move them out of the way as your block and get to what it is that you're trying to do. Here in this community, and Michael, you can vouch for me here because you've experienced this too, fasting and feasting is so physically, like conceptually easy. But why is it that so many of us are failing at it, right? I know one of the reasons that I've been so successful, one of the reasons Michael's been so successful, is because we practice our personal development techniques all the time. We have habits, we have gratitude, we have commitments that we've made to ourselves. We act as each other's accountability partners, and we refuse to fail at our health and fitness. Refuse to fail at our health and fitness because we have too much writing on the line. Our why is too big. So if you find that you're constantly failing, or you can't fast long and you can't feast well, and you're not figuring out how to train smart to have the body that you need to have to live and age successfully throughout the rest of your life, where's your why? Like what's keeping you from doing that? Do you not have someone that you want to be happy, healthy, and active for? Do you not want to be happy, healthy, active yourself? Have you not taken the time to go through that exercise maybe to figure out that it's really not as difficult as we think it is? We just have to remove those mental barriers out of the way and get past those excuses so that we can validate the reasons and then satisfy them so we can get to our success. Right?
Yep, absolutely. And nothing's going to get in your way once you make that decision. Nothing's going to stop you. Nothing's going to deter you. So you're just going to plow right through it once you make the decision.
Yes, yes. And it's experience, right? Like there's a lot of experiences that I have had. There's a lot of experiences that Michael has had in his life. Going back to college has nothing to do with health and fitness at all. But the way he rationalized what he was going to put himself through for 4 years and why it was important to him and what he was going to get at the end are exactly the same ways that we rationalize the decisions we make today about our health and fitness. So the work never really changes. The rationalization never really changes. The way you get past your excuses and your reasons never changes. How you get to your why never changes. It's just that you're putting a new scenario in that routine that you use to get what you want in your life. It could be a job change. It could be a performance increase at work, or a raise that you're trying to get. It could be any number. It could be how you raise your kids. Like, we have very specific guidelines in which we raise our kids and the standards that we want for them and how we help them reach their goals. And it's the same way we approach our own life as well. Again, we apply those things to our health and fitness as well. So there's never going to be a day in my life that I don't fast long, feast well, and train smart. Never going to be a day in my life that I don't use that as the precursor to all the other decisions I make, because I want to be successful at it and I refuse to fail at it. Why is the gardener here on Friday? Let me shut these windows real quick.
He's usually here on a Thursday. Not sure why he's here on a
You guys are
on a
going to hear
Friday.
our lawn getting mowed. So it's really simple in concept, but it's difficult in application. And that is really why Michael and I come here, and why I come every Monday and Wednesday, why I teach the course that I teach, is because we want you guys to understand, yes, it is. It can be very difficult to get out of our own way to make commitments to ourselves. But when you get the practical applications in place, when you practice a certain scenario of things that you go through, then it starts to become easy, and you can apply those things to every situation you have going on in your life.
And you actually feel like you're kind of alone when you look at something and you go, like, there's no way I could get through that. You don't understand, like, yeah, you might be able to get through some things, but you don't know what I'm going through. And like I talked about getting a bad medical report, I got a bad report when I went to matriculate for college. I mean, I still hold it to this day, because I thought no one's ever going to believe this. Like, what I matriculated at for English and math was, like, it was really subpar. It was not good. I mean, it was actually embarrassing. And I thought, here I am, an intelligent man. I read the newspaper. I'm fairly intelligent. Like, why are my math and my English levels so low? Okay, so I had to take some steps. Okay, what am I going to do to be successful? I got study guides, used study guides. I found I had 2, 3, 4 study guides. I made a chart. I was going to do math 3 to 4 hours every day. I was going to study, and I did that, and I marked that chart off every day. But that's what it took for me. Like, what is it going to take for you to overcome that thing that just seems impossible for you to get past?
And what we try to teach our kids as well is, and I went to college in my mid-30s as well. Like, I had a full-time job. I think I had 2 jobs. And I was like, I am finishing my college education by a certain date. I don't care what gets in my way. I don't care how much money it costs me. I am getting this done. And that ended up how we met. We were both in college at the same time, in our 30s, going to night school and weekend school, because we had finally made a decision, enough is enough. we're getting this degree done, and we did it. One thing that, you know, we always really try to tell our kids as well is, once you accomplish one thing because of a decision that you made, then that next thing becomes easier. And it just becomes this muscle that gets stronger with time. Then when something happens and life blows something at you that's huge and unexpected, you're going to already have the muscle memory and the experience to be able to handle it emotionally, mentally, and physically, because you've been practicing with these little things along the way in life.
And not saying that it's going to be easy.
No. Because we just went through a really, really hard emotional, mental, and physical time this past month, which we'll share with you guys.
As soon as we get permission.
As soon as we get permission to share.
Right?
But it was really hard for us, but we leaned into our past experiences, and we've leaned into the trainings that we've had, and we've leaned into the things that we believe in and the strength that we have built up over time, and it helped us get through that time and out of it very quickly, and we were able to jump right back into our everyday life without feeling too scathed by it, because we already knew what we wanted for ourselves. So practice makes perfect, even in this arena, for sure. Right?
Yeah.
What else did you want to say about this today?
That's pretty much it. I just think it's important to know that you can make a decision for anything, and it really does trouble me, because like I experienced a few things this week. I went to a retirement meeting for American Airlines, and there was a guy in there that was trying to figure out how to go on disability because his family background, and the guy that was giving the presentation with a room full of people.
Retirement, you guys. So you work here, and this is what we really try to talk about a lot here, and this is where I'm so passionate about my aging woman community. We work to get to that point where we can retire. And then we retire, we pray we have a quality of life that we can actually enjoy our retirement. That's my personal mission for everyone that I touch in this community. I want you to get to that point of retirement, or get to that point where you can enjoy your life and actually physically, mentally, and emotionally be able to enjoy your life. So this poor guy that Michael's story's telling is like, has no hope.
Yeah, and he was told by the person giving the meeting that if you have these markers, heart disease, this, that, and the other, cancer, if you have those in your family, you're
a done deal.
You better get the most money you can from your pension, your retirement, because you're probably going to die soon. And this guy said, yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm trying to figure out how to, get what is it, like it's like a medical release kind of thing. I mean, and I'm looking at him going, dude, you don't have to live that life because your family history is a certain thing. You don't have to give into it. Mm-hmm. Like I come from a family of diabetics. Everybody in my family, in my immediate family, are diabetics. And I'm the only one that's not, because I choose not to. I realize that it's there, and I could get diabetes if I'm not doing the right things.
Right.
It's definitely in my genes, but I don't accept it, and I was looking at this guy, and I'm like, I wanted to shake him and say, you don't have to accept that. You know that, right? You don't have to go on some medical release from work. Mm-mm. He's 52, dude. You're 52.
He's younger than him.
You can be healthy, and the guy telling him that, didn't seem like he was a picture of health either, and it's like.
So why should retirement be doomsday? Why should retirement mean you got to get that? Like you have a nail in your coffin. Like, we shouldn't be living that way. We should be living to retirement going, yes, we retired. And not only have we retired, but we got some money in the bank, and we have our mobility, and we have all this energy, and we have our mental capabilities still intact. We should go travel the world and live the rest of our life out with fulfillment and energy and joy, and not stress or concern about managing prescription drugs or having to go to the doctor every couple of weeks. That's our mission to you guys. We want to help you get to that place where you're in retirement and you are living your best life. And it starts with fasting long, feasting well, training smart, and making a commitment to you. It all starts with that very first decision. I am going to be healthy. I deserve a better life. I deserve this. Like, you have to write those statements out. You have to say them to yourself. If you're in my courses, you know we practice these kind of things. We practice it in my goal setting course. We practice it in the F3 trifecta course. We practice this in the intermittent fasting for today's aging woman's course. Why are you not putting yourself first? That has to be a priority. If you're on a plane that's going down and the oxygen masks deploy, you are not going to make sure everybody else on the plane has an oxygen mask before you do. That's suicide. You want to make sure you are taken care of first. Then you go about taking care of everybody else. We have to make the commitment to ourselves first. I want to make sure that every woman who I get to have time with and every woman that I get to touch in this community has everything that they need to be successful in this life that we have been given. There is no reason to go through life suffering. There is no reason to go through life feeling sick. And there is no reason to go through life not getting every single bit of happiness and joy out of every single day that we are blessed to have. But you have to want it. Right?
Yeah, and don't think that you can't get past those hurdles. We had a family that lived in our old neighborhood in California that the house that I grew up in, there's a family that the husband and wife both, when I was very young, they were diabetics. When I came back home to visit as an adult, they were both blind and crippled. It's like, that shouldn't happen. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to happen. Just because you have diabetes or you're close to or you're pre-diabetic doesn't mean you have to, live that life. You just don't have to.
Yeah. If you are a woman, and I say this as women, I know we're in our community group, but just because I can help you one-on-one and you need someone to help you identify your why or help you get unstuck, please know that I do offer one-on-one consult calls. You can book them with me. I can talk within like the first 2 minutes. I can help you unplug and unscramble some things that might be holding you back. Please take advantage of that. It doesn't take much time to get through some barriers and help you get on track. If you're one of my graduates for my Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course, we have some really exciting things on the horizon. A lot of you don't know. You think I'm just a nutrition coach. I don't even want to be a nutrition coach. I just fell into that because I'm excited and it's interesting to me, and I got sick myself. But I am really more of a mentor to women. And I'm going to start taking that approach with some of our communities as well, and really helping you figure out what it is you want to have in your life and why it is you're not going after it. The one thing that Michael and I have been really good at for ourselves is getting ourselves unstuck. And one of the reasons we're here in Texas, we've shared this story with you guys before as well, is we had to make some really tough decisions that a lot of people aren't willing to make, and a lot of our friends weren't willing to make. They thought we were crazy.
Talk about making a commitment and some decisions.
We were sick in California, not sick physically. We were sick, stressed. California is super expensive to live at. Michael had to drive 2 hours back and forth to his job every day. We were barely making ends meet. We were really relationally in our relationship, we were stressed out. We were on the verge of getting divorced. We had divorce paperwork in the works. I mean, it was stress to the max.
That's a whole nother live.
That's a whole nother live we'll do with you guys. But we just sat down one day and said, I said to Michael, what kind of life do you want? And I asked myself what kind of life I wanted. We went in separate rooms. We drew it out, designed exactly what we wanted every single day to be like in our life.
Came back and it was the same.
We came back together. It was exactly the same. And guess what we do every single day now?
Everything we wrote down.
Everything we wrote down. And it was a decision that we made, and we wouldn't have been able to do it if we didn't suck it up and make some big changes in our life. We made a decision to move out of California because it wasn't the quality of life we wanted to live. We moved to Texas and we started over, and we have been blessed beyond belief with the decisions that we have made. It is inconceivable to so many people what we were willing to do to improve our quality of life and help our family. But let me tell you what. It was amazing going through the process, and what we reaped at the other side has been amazing to us, and we live our dream day every day. Health-wise, relationship-wise, family-wise, everything has come true for us because we made a decision and we acted out on it. All the things that we have done throughout our life, we continue to do over and over and over again with just a different scenario. That is what we want to teach you guys with your health and fitness journey, because guess what? When you have energy, when you're confident, when you're clear-minded, when you feel good in your own skin, when you're living your most authentic life, you can make some really good, solid, sound, life-changing decisions for yourself. And for us, it always starts with our health and fitness, because guess what? And this is why I have always loved running. If I set a goal to go out and run 3 miles, and I run 3 miles, my mind believes I can accomplish anything I make a decision to accomplish. That means work, that means kids, that means something having to do with our house, something to do with our relationship, something to do with a girlfriend. If I set one task for myself and I accomplish it, my mind has now been trained that when I make a decision to do something, it's going to happen. It doesn't matter if you do that with fitness. It doesn't matter if you do it with nutritional choices. It doesn't matter if you do it with starting your day reading your scripture. If you make a decision that every single day you are going to accomplish one thing, and you accomplish that one thing, you are training your brain to accomplish things. You guys who have been in my course, you know I say this all the time. If you invest in yourself and you pay money to take a course, get to the last lesson in the course. It will change your life. Not so much because the information that I'm giving you is life-changing, but because you invested in something that's going to improve your overall quality of life and you finished it. And that right there will train your brain and teach you a lesson that when you start something, you finish something. That is life-changing.
And that was the thing with school too, is you know, doing high school, it was like, you know, you do your homework right before class or whatever. You just didn't care. I didn't care about school. But when I was when I was fully vested and paying that money to go to Pepperdine University, man, I didn't miss a class. I think I missed one class, and I was doing some really important international work. Just a whole nother story. But I was doing some really important work, so I missed one day of school. But I didn't miss any school. I didn't miss any because I was paying that money. So I was, like Diane's saying, I was fully vested.
Right. And mid 30s at that. So if you're struggling with your health, with your fitness, with your relationships, with your finances, with your kids, make a decision about something that you can do to create a change in the positive direction, and then refuse to fail at it. Refuse to fail at it. You can stumble, you can change course, you can shift gears, just don't fail at it. And then all you have to do is just keep moving forward, and before you know it, you will have hit what it is that you say that you want to hit for yourself. Okay, I'm gonna go in here. Me and Michael could talk about this stuff all day if you can't tell. We're super passionate about this kind of stuff. It is how we live our life with our marriage. It's how we live our life with our businesses. It's how we live our life with our kids. It's how we live our life fundamentally in every area. And I'll tell you what, it never ever fails us. It always proves to be exactly what we need it to be. Oops. So if you haven't already left a message on our Facebook group, please take a second to do so. I'm going to go through and read all the questions and comments, and I'm going to come up to YouTube and I'll do the same there. Stephanie, thanks for joining us. Love your videos and so appreciate your knowledge. Please be aware that you have gold rings reflecting off your glasses. It's very distracting. I would say sorry. You probably have to just look away because our room is super dark. We have to have lights in here, so sorry that that's distracting for you. And Esperanza, you are super welcome, girlfriend. We don't know any other way but to be transparent, and we appreciate you guys jumping on with us today. Let me see who I have over here on YouTube. Lots of comments. I love it. Let me see. Candace, on day 5, still completely lost. If you're on day 5 and you're not in my course, that's why you're lost. I would highly recommend jumping into our course. I'm going to put a link to where you can go to register in the comment section. So scroll down. We start next Saturday. I will make you unlost for sure, with just a matter of days. Roberta, hello, girlfriend. Always good to have you with us. Let me see. Sarah, I seem very healthy. Made the commitment to a long fast 8 days and have had so many health problems since. Sarah, I know you keep addressing your long fast. I don't know what to tell you. That's in the past. It wasn't anything that I advised for you to do. I would highly recommend just staying consistent with whatever you're doing now to recover from that, and see if you can get yourself through that. Marilyn, thanks for jumping on. Thanks for being new to our community. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Sherry, I've been fasting 20 hours. Why is the sorry about that. The long guy's supposed to be here on Friday. A 4-hour feast. Well, in my feast window, should I watch my carb intake? All depends on what your goals are. We advise a keto-like approach, which is high fat, moderate to low protein, and conscious carbohydrates. Again, we teach all that inside the course. Marilyn's from Arkansas. Sarah, swelling, digestive, low.
Yeah, she does.
Sarah, we know. We're sorry. I would say probably go to your doctor and see if they can give you some advice for sure. That wasn't anything that we.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing an 8-day fast unless you're doing it under doctor's supervision. And like every live that comes on, she comes on with that same comment.
And 48. I'd like to do a fast. Which do you think would be appropriate for an older female? There's no age discriminating with fasting whatsoever. So whatever age you're in is the appropriate age to start fasting. I always say start with intermittent fasting. And Ann, I would love to have you in our course that starts on Saturday. So definitely check the link and see if you can get in with us on next Saturday. Teach you how to do it all for sure. Dana, Ann, how do you know when you are healed? I've been this way for so long that I don't know what I'm supposed to be. We talk about that in the course as well. Healed to me is when you're physically, emotionally, and mentally comfortable around the lifestyle that you've created for yourself. Is the best way that I can describe that. Candace, if you don't count macros, how do you make sure you're burning fat instead of other things? Do you count calories? There's signs and signals that your body's sending you. So again, that's all taught in the course. Roberta, nothing should be stopping me. I know how good I feel on this lifestyle, so I don't know what my problem is. Part of it is a sweet tooth. Roberta, we're going to be talking about some options for some of my graduates to kind of help you overcome some of those things. So keep an eye out on your email for sure. Beth, you are right. It is easy. Mine is emotional stresses that trigger me to go back to old ways. I'm learning that healing the inside is the first priority. Yes, for sure. The energized sense of calm is the best place to hang out. And I know a lot of women think 20-hour fasting for a long period of time seems too difficult. It's the best place to heal yourself for sure. Margaret, happy Friday. Can't wait to be part of the 5-4 course. Margaret, we can't wait to have you. I'm so excited. Dion, I'm getting ready to embark on a 20-hour fast. IF for 2 weeks. Does it matter how and what I eat in the 4 hours? Any tips for managing sugar cravings? Dion, I teach all that in the course. So I would say definitely jump in our Saturday course. You'll get all that information. And Dana, God bless you. And Michael, thank you for saying that. We appreciate that and we will receive that for sure. Paula, I find when I fast, my mind is so clear. Absolutely. And that's because our mind really does, and our brain wants to work off that fasted state. So you are definitely noticing all the right signs and signals. Marcia, interested in this course after the next one. Going on vacation May 4th, so don't want to start while on vacation. Yeah, for sure. The next one starts, I think, June 7th. Registration will be up for that on May the 5th, so keep an eye out for that. Judy, I just finished a 20-hour fast and feel great. Thank you for all your great advice. You're so welcome. Thanks for taking the advice and implementing it. Kay, can I drink chamomile tea without breaking my fast? All depends on what's in your chamomile tea. Kay, no sugar, nothing added. Yeah, it depends on what your ingredients are. Juliana, I think it is. I'm from Australia. I've signed up for the next course. What can I do this week to prepare? I say start paying attention is the best advice I can give you before you get in the course. Pay attention to how you respond emotionally, mentally, and physically around food. Pay attention to how your body signs and signals are being sent to you when you open up a feasting window. Pay attention to your environment, what triggers you have, what kind of habits you have. Just start journaling those kind of things. They'll come in handy when you get inside the course. Sarah?
8 days is a long fast, Sarah. Oh. Yeah, people may do longer. They might do 30, 40 days, but it should be, that's not what we practice in this community. This is for intermittent fasting. There's some extended fasting that we practice in the Masters series course, but for this community, we're discussing intermittent fasting. So if you had issues with extended 8-day fast, you should go to a doctor.
Yeah, let's move on from that. Marilyn, looking forward to the 5-4 course. We're looking forward to having you. Brianna, new viewer, do you take supplements? I don't answer those questions here. We talk about that stuff inside the course for sure. Make sure you subscribe and you can go through a bunch of videos if you want to do that. Lori, I have literally listened to every YouTube video. You have greatly inspired me. I'm postmenopausal and have been struggling with being overweight. Intermittent fasting is working. Fantastic, Lori. Deanna, just coming on from Colorado. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And Juliana, thank you. You guys are lovely. Thank you for saying that,
Thank
Juliana.
you.
And then Sarah, we're just not going to answer any more of your 8-day fasting questions because that's not something we promote. And yes, you're right. People do fast for a lot longer, but clearly your body couldn't handle it. So I would definitely suggest getting some advice from people who support those kind of things. And then Susan, excited to start with you next week. Well, I see you on the 90-minute Zoom Power Zone ride tomorrow. Do you ride it fasting? Susan, of course you're going to see me on that ride tomorrow. I just posted about that on my Instagram stories. Yes, I do it fasted, but I do it dirty fasted. So if you watch my Instagram live, you'll know what that means. I will have kale and sweet potato and avocado for dinner tonight as my prep feast for my ride tomorrow. I will not eat anything at all tomorrow. So I will probably be 15 or 16 hours fasted when the ride starts, and then I will do my pre-workout supplement right before the ride. So about 15 minutes before, I'll dirty up my ride, and then I will burn that off during my 90-minute ride, and I will continue to fast tomorrow till probably about 2 or 3. So I have a really long fast, even though I have a 90-minute ride. I better not see you with a banana in class tomorrow either. Susan, no bananas needed. Just fast and really get your body used to tapping into your own stored body fat as a source of energy. Every time I see Matt take a chunk off his banana, I'm like, you go, mister. He doesn't have any fat anyways, but I'm like, I'm just going to tap into these fat stores and just keep pedaling for the duration of this class. Lots of water will help you get through that ride too. Stephanie, I will be on that ride too. Awesome, Stephanie. Can't wait. Make sure you have a good feast tonight. Please post the link for the course beginning Saturday. It's in the description box on Facebook. So just go, or you're on, is this Facebook or YouTube? I guess this is YouTube too. Yeah. Oh, this is Facebook. Just go to the top of the Facebook description. The course is in there. You can go anywhere on my social media to find it, or you can type in F-O-R, today's with an S at the end, agingwoman.com, and you can get course information there. Marie, Di and Michael, thank you so much. I fast 20 hours all the time. Awesome, girlfriend. That's awesome. Esperanza, please post the link for the course. I already did that. Stephanie will be on the ride. Leslie, loved your class in February. Can't wait to join your next masterclass. Awesome.
Anybody doing my Sweat Steady ride at 10:45?
Yeah, Michael does Sweat Steady at 10:45. You guys, but it's so 45 minutes. Like, we want a long ride on our Saturdays, so 90 minutes. And then I do this, if anybody is a tread user also, I do the 60-minute marathon prep run on Sunday mornings with Matt Welpers as well. So I get the double Matt dose on Saturday, and I love it. Okay, so let's see if there's anybody else over here. The title's called, I don't know why people pay you tons of money. You don't prove you know anything more than the rest of us already. Sarah, please just don't hang out with us anymore. I don't think we're going to say anything that's going to make you happy. So just feel free to unsubscribe. I don't know. I'm not going to, we can't help you with your 8-day fast if you couldn't figure out how to do it yourself. So talk to your doctor for sure. Okay, so with that being said, we hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. For my graduates, I have some big announcements coming up. I want to help you break some of these barriers that you're having mentally. That has really nothing to do with fasting and feasting. They're outside factors. And so I'm going to be sending out some information about some opportunities we have to work together a little bit more closely, one-on-one type of stuff. So pay attention to your emails over the weekend. If you are looking to join our May course, I would highly recommend getting on our email list. We have some surprises coming to our email list this weekend as well about course registration, so you don't want to miss out. Make sure you get on the email list and make sure you're getting our emails as well. So check your spam and junk folders. Lots of really good things happening in this community. It's my birthday week. So my birthday is next Thursday, I think, right? Thursday. May 2nd. So we're going to be doing lots of birthday celebrations in this community as well. I am going to be paying it forward to you guys with lots of birthday gifts in the month of May. So make sure you're connected on email. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. Make sure you're liking us on Facebook. And we are going to have an amazing celebration through the month of May as I celebrate turning 53. And I'm super excited about turning 53. I have no stresses about getting older. Only a few stresses about aging, and that is all just cosmetic things, and we can manage those fine. Health-wise, I am in the best shape I've been in years, and I'm super excited to have you guys along this aging journey with myself as well.
There's going to be some amazing stuff coming up, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned and get on that email list for sure. Okay, have a super fantastic weekend. We will see you guys around social media. If you're riding on the Peloton bike this weekend, give us a shout out. Michael is What's your username on the leaderboard? Trophy
Club.
Club.
Trophy Husband.
Trophy Husband.
Trophy. I think it's Trophy_Husband.
Yeah, he's Trophy_Husband. I mean, because come on, look, he's a trophy husband. And I am Lady_DY_TX. So Lady Text with underscores between the words. Follow us on the leaderboards. I will be looking for you. Make sure you give me a high five when you're on the leaderboard so I know to look for you. Let's ride together. Let's train smart when we train this weekend. We really take advantage of our weekends. We train long, we train hard, we train smart, and we want to encourage you guys to do the same thing. So I'm excited to hang out with you guys on the ride tomorrow. Let's give each other high fives and cheer each other on. And I have this rule when I'm on the leaderboard. You guys should practice this too. I high five 10 women, or yeah, because I follow the 50 plus women. They're the people I have on my leaderboard. Everyone who's 10 above me and 10 below me, I give them high fives every ride. I want you to know I'm chasing you, and I want you to know that you can chase me. So catch me on a ride. I want to encourage you to beat me, and I want those people above me to know I'm coming after you. So look for me if you're anywhere in that 10 range up or down. I will be high-fiving you on the ride and keeping my eye on you for sure.
Remember, sweat steady tomorrow. I need somebody on that ride. Sweat steady.
You can sweat
10:45.
Steady. Yes, sweat steady with Mike, and then 90-minute with me. No, that's way too much.
45
Eat
minutes.
well tonight. Eat well tonight. High fat, moderate to low protein, conscious carbohydrates tonight will keep you from bonking on your ride tomorrow. Lots and lots and lots of hydration tonight. You do not need to eat before you get on your ride. You'll be fine. Have a little pre-workout, have a little cup of coffee, have a little salt water, whatever you do to get yourself amped up. You will make it through a 90-minute ride. Have plenty of water on your bike. And then see how long you can go post-ride before you'll break your fast as well. And just know that every hour post-ride, you're tapping deep into those fat stores to support your body as far as fat adaptation goes. So utilize that as long as you can. We'll see you guys back here Monday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then, like I said, we'll see you around this weekend on social media.